of man has no shortage of mysteries, ancient ruins, forgotten paths, stories buried beneath centuries of folklore. Most people assume these places remain exactly where they have always been. But sometimes, maps disagree. 3 weeks after the events beneath South Barrule, I found myself staring at a problem that shouldn't have existed. The map on my desk was wrong, not damaged, not incomplete. Wrong. The route I had copied from Thomas Neen's journal no longer matched the original sketch stored in my files. At first I blamed myself, a mistake, a bad copy, a missed detail. But the more I compared them, the stranger it became. A path had appeared, not a road, not a track, a route. A thin line drawn across part of the island that had never existed before. And somehow, I knew I hadn't drawn it. I spent 2 days trying to explain it. I failed. By the third day, curiosity won. I decided to follow it. The route led me away from South Barrule, away from the places connected to Neen, away from the locations the Foundation seemed interested in. Instead, it led toward a quiet stretch of countryside I had never investigated before. The sort of place people drive past every day without giving a second thought. Nothing about it felt important, which made what happened next even stranger. Half buried beneath overgrown grass stood a stone marker, weathered, ancient, almost invisible. I would have walked straight past it if I hadn't been looking for it. Carved into the stone was a symbol, a circle, broken by a single vertical line. The same symbol I had seen before, the same symbol hidden throughout Neen's notes, the same symbol that seemed to appear wherever reality became uncertain. Something had brought me here, and it wasn't Thomas Neen. The ground around the stone had recently been disturbed. Fresh footprints, not many. Just enough to tell me someone else had arrived before me. I wasn't alone in following the map. The discovery should have worried me. Instead, it made me curious. At the base of the stone marker, I found a narrow opening. Inside was a small metal container, modern, not ancient, not forgotten, placed there deliberately, waiting. I opened it. Inside was a folded map, new paper, fresh ink, no signs of age whatsoever. Whoever left it hadn't done so years ago. They had done it recently, very recently. The map showed locations across the island, some familiar, some completely unknown. Several weren't marked on any map I had ever seen. At the bottom was a message, 3 words: "You are late." I must have read those words 10 times, not because I didn't understand them, because I did. The message wasn't a warning, it wasn't a threat. It was an acknowledgement. Someone knew I would find the map. Someone expected me to arrive. And apparently, I was behind schedule. I searched the surrounding area for hours. Nothing. No vehicles, no camps, no clues. Only silence. As daylight faded, I finally accepted I wasn't going to find answers there. Then I noticed something moving between the trees. A figure, distant, watching, not close enough to identify, not standing still long enough to study. The moment I moved toward it, it disappeared. Gone. No sound, no footsteps, nothing. Most people would call that coincidence. By this point, I knew better. I returned to the stone marker. Something was hanging from a nearby branch. A strip of red cloth. Fresh. Impossible to miss. The same markers described in Neen's journals. The same warnings found near places that shouldn't exist. Attached to the cloth was another folded map. This one contained no message, no instructions, no explanation. Only a signature, written neatly in black ink. The Cartographer. I had never heard the name before, but somehow it felt familiar. like hearing the final piece of a story long before understanding the rest. The map showed the Isle of Man, at least part of it did, because beside the familiar map was another, a second version of the island, different coastlines, different roads, different landmarks, and yet both maps occupied the same space. 2 islands, 1 location, as though something else existed beside our world, hidden, waiting, watching. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking about Thomas Neen, or the hidden people, or the Foundation. I was thinking about a single question. Who is the cartographer, and why do they know where I am?